I'll go a wild man down, know we got life. On the top row crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, your cousin, it's your nephew, it's the Capital Region's best kept secret, and the host of the greatest debate show podcast in all of professional wrestling. Let me introduce you, and let me welcome you to Chaz and Friends. Okay, I'm Chaz if you didn't already know, but hey, you already know that. Let me introduce you, my friend. All right. He is the man that is going one-on-one with me today in this debate. All right. We're going to debate a lot of things, and he's going to go one-on-one. But hey, he is the Dark Lord. He is the super villain, Damien Fatal.
What it do? And if you already don't know, you know.
All righty. So, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Look, so if anyone is wondering, yes, we are missing the red dog. Okay, we lost our dog. So
if you find them, let us know. We put posters up.
We did. I'm running the show today, so I'm all behind the scenes, and this is just a lot. I didn't know that we could do so many things on this thing that we don't do. I'm gonna have to talk to Red Dog about that. We're not using our full capabilities, but let's get right down to it. Let's start things off hot. Let's get our temp check going. All right. Temp check, for those of you who don't know what temp check is, that is where me and Damon give you our hottest and or our coldest wrestler going into this week. All right. I will start us off with my coldest wrestler. All right. My coldest wrestler. And it sucks. But Jamie Hayter and Britt and that whole the AEW, I guess they call them this, I guess the originals, the non-outcasts. Yeah, I don't know. I
rubbing you the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't. I'm starting to like the outcasts more than I like them. So and maybe it was just this week. I kind of had, I didn't like how Willow had to suffer, but yeah, crazy enough, I like Ruby Soho and Saraya and Toni Storm being like the, I hate to do comparisons, but the female version of the NWO when they did in WCW, and I feel like that's what we're going for, and I like this. At first I didn't like the L. I thought, like, okay, this is lame. But now that it's becoming a thing, like oh, we're really gonna do this.
Yeah, like repetitive.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I can get with it. So yeah, man, the AEW originals, I guess that's the working title I'm gonna call them. They get my coldest. I don't think 3 women has ever gotten coldest wrestler going into the week, but that's my coldest. Who you got?
Chris Jericho and Jericho Appreciation Squad. I figured I'd outdo you and add the whole rest of the group.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris. Yo, brah, it's time. Like, just go on tour. Go on tour. Just do the music. And you be gravy, bro. You probably make more money going on tour than you do wrestling. You're getting bad at it.
I did not. I will say this. I enjoyed him in Starks. I enjoyed.
It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. It's just because of Jericho. I
didn't like Dynamite, the trios match. Or was it? It wasn't the trios. It was a tag match, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a tag. I don't know what it was.
Whatever he was, I know. I just know it was a tag match, and whatever he was in, I just know I go, same old.
Here we go.
Jericho bull crap. So okay, I this is the one Jericho. I can agree with you with code.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's getting sucked into the Jericho vortex of doom.
Yeah. All right, my hottest wrestler. So for those of you who haven't been on social media in the past 12 hours, okay, my hottest wrestler, because always put yourself over, kid, is myself. All right, because I am the new 1CW Cruiserweight champion, the Dawn. That's me. So my temp check, my hottest wrestler of the week, the Dawn, Chaz Evans, after outlasting 3 other opponents in a fatal 4-way to become the 1CW Cruiserweight champion. A title that was thrown in the trash that I'm going to make the hottest title in 1CW. Take
All
that,
right.
Chris
I
Wilde.
can get that. I get that. You got to put yourself over. You right.
Exactly, absolutely. Because if I don't, who will?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I wasn't gonna pick you, but it's all good.
Wouldn't expect you to. Jericho,
He
the
is.
Appreciation Society. That's
I
funny.
like it. I like it.
All right, Damien, what you got? Hottest wrestler.
I am not gonna go with the norm.
All right, cool. So
I
no
am
MJF.
going, and I'm not gonna go with the tribal chief. However, I am going to pick his cousin,
Oh,
Jay Uso. The past two shows he has been on, it's just been incredible. That's my pick. He's been killing it ever since Elimination Chamber, or before, a little bit before Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
just that character work. Like I'm feeling those emotions.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where it's like, we'll talk about it later. But you get what I'm saying. That's my pick, though. That's my pick.
Cool. We'll use that to segue right into the first debate topic. Speaking of Jey Uso, all right. First of all, if you have not watched Monday Night Raw, fine. I get it, 3 hours. But if you did not check out the final segment of Raw when Jimmy came out there coming to address his brother, saying, "Hey, you with the family, or what's good?" And that whole thing, just from the start to the very end, was just perfectly drawn out. Everyone. It made me believe. Like, so here's the debate topic with Jay just being so good and killing it with this character, the main event, Jey Uso. Pretty much since the formation of really the tribal chiefs, the bloodline, really, when he was the right hand. Are we getting potentially seeing the breakage of the Usos down the line? Are we getting the Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty scenario where Jey Uso could get a main event push, like as a singles guy? What do you think?
It's possible. I mean, if you're gonna do it, now's the time to do it. You know what I mean? It's one of those where it's like, now is the time to do it. Unfortunately for Jimmy, that time that he was out being hurt, like, Jay stepped up. And the funny part about it is, from the beginning of the Usos, Jimmy actually has been the forefront of the group. Like, he usually was the one that was the standout. And Jay was kind of like that afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
So that injury that Jimmy got, that was the perfect fucking thing for Jay to come out of his shell and step up. And I don't think I've seen anybody in a long time like that just break out like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He, like, everything he did on Raw and just leading up to that point, like, thinking about it now, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, thinking about it, like, I was hooked. And I didn't even watch Raw, so I watched like the clip on YouTube. So it already ruined it for me, but it still got me. Like, I had to legitimately go back, watch the DVR recording of it just to watch it back without any kind of skipping or interruption. And I showed my wife. My wife had the same exact look that I had on my face. And it was just, what just happened?
Yeah. And the crowd being involved, really, that's how a lot of people don't understand. Like, that live crowd. That's why people say being in the arena, going to a wrestling event and watching wrestling live is different than watching it on TV. Way different experience. And the crowd was just so involved because they cared. And it definitely gave me goosebumps. I throughout the entire time I was telling you before we went live, I was like, I was anticipating it because I go, they're not going to do this. No way, no way, no way. Because it was really good. I was fooled. I was fooled.
Like I was like, the one thing is like before all of it went down and then Jay showed up, I was like, oh, Jay's gonna like finally turn on Sammy. But like I said, it hooked me to the point where I forgot about that thought.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's totally gonna leave his brother and the bloodline for Sammy. Shit. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So
they got me.
This is which is cool because it goes to my point. I do not think you will get a Jey Uso singles run again, or as long as Jimmy is, healthy. I just don't think. Not to say that he can't, and I don't want to make this sound like it's a knock, but yes, Jay has stood out really over the pandemic, since the pandemic happened, when Jimmy got hurt and was out. But his last name, they are the Usos, okay? They are twins. It is not like a Bella Twins thing where Nikki got the really got the forefront. But then again, they both kind of did because Brie won the belt before. But it's not one of those situations here. They are fairly identical twins, okay? They are the Usos. They are a tag team. They're going to be a tag team. He stepped up, yes, all good, and he's been taking acting classes. He's done the work, and that's all good and dandy. But we are not getting the birth of no. We're not going to talk about Jey Uso like we're talking about Montez Ford.
Well, see, you're right, because it's a little different.
Once the bloodline is over, the Usos are going to still be the Usos.
Well, yeah, of course. We do know that. And to be honest with you, I love them as a team. I don't want to see them split up because them as a team, they're kind of like the perfect tag team almost, especially WWE standards. But it's just that I'm going to put them in their kind of own category. I'm not going to put them in there with like all the other tag teams that are, not in WWE. As far as WWE is concerned, like they are one of the greatest tag teams of the modern era. They put in good work.
We knew that Jay was good. It does.
Oh yeah, we did.
We knew Jay was good. It's just we're not. There's no need to break, because what do you do for Jimmy?
He doesn't need to get lost though. That's it. Like
exactly. Exactly, and that's what's that'll what end up happening to Jay, because then I hate to come back at it. What Cliff said a couple weeks ago. All right, you give Jay this run, and he does get it because that's why everyone will get him, have the belt. Then what?
Yeah,
the same situation. It's the same situation. Exactly, same thing with Sammy, and possibly the same thing for Cody. Then what?
Yeah.
Hopefully Randy gets well, and we can see Cody and Randy.
I'd love to see that right there. Oh, I didn't think about that actually.
I think it was on Twitter. I saw somebody say something. It was no, Cody said it. He was like, "Oh, it was the promo." He was like,
"You're right, him being in Randy's shadow."
Yeah, Randy's shadow. That's what made me think about it. And I was just like, after I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, Randy could come back, for the belt, and that could be cool, especially a last run for Randy. Since his injuries is reported, his injury is really bad, so that'd be a cool last, hurrah moment for him. But yeah, man, it's the same situation that we're going into in run number 2. What's next? Okay, and what?
I miss Randy.
I miss Randy too, and I miss RK, bro. I miss RK, bro. But
I do too, actually.
Matt Riddle.
He's grown on. He shot
himself in the foot. He shot himself in the foot.
He did
with his suspension and all that, so he can go. That's legit.
I started
I hate
liking him too. That's the messed up part about it. Like I really started digging Matt Riddle. Like I didn't like him at first, but like that whole teaming with Randy Orton, like
it
that,
worked.
like
It worked, and
yeah,
it was
it
supposed
worked.
to. It worked
They were complete polar fucking opposites, and that's what made it work. It was
exactly.
entertaining as fuck.
All right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. We're gonna take this time. We're gonna move on to the indie spotlight because I got results.
Oh shit.
I got results, guys. I'm trying to get this over. All right. So last night, as you all know, because I am, the 1CW Cruiserweight Champion, 1CW and Capital Championship Wrestling had their joint show last night. So here are the results. The Mountain and the Hill defeated the Cartel. Brian Morse defeated Stan Styles to retain the 1CW Workhorse Championship. The Grappital region's best kept secret, the Don Chaz Evans, won a fatal four-way to become the new 1CW Cruiserweight Champion. Chris Wilde won the 8-man chase to the case ladder match, earning a championship shot at any time. Nikki Duke and Ultraviolet defeated Sammy Chaos and Caitlin Marie. Heather Reckless defeated Lady Frost to advance in the Battle to the Throne tournament. Nice seeing Lady Frost at CCW last night. Billy Starks defeated Rebecca Scott to advance in the tournament and become the new CCW Global Fighting Champion. Going back to the 1CW side, the Workhorses defeated Thrash Society to become number one contenders for the 1CW Tag Team Championships. I'm definitely getting heat for that one. I didn't mean that. I really didn't. And I feel terrible. I really didn't see the H as I'm reading this. Miles Millennium defeated Eel O'Neill in a Goon versus Goon match. Ranch Hand Shaw Carlson defeated Ty Awesome to become the new 1CW Pro Wrestling Champion. But then Chris Wilde, who previously won the Chase to the Case ladder match, cashed in and defeated Ranch Hand Sean Carlson to become the new 1CW Pro Wrestling Champion. Christina Marie won the 14-lady Capital Battle Royale. A.K. Willis defeated Jason Andrews to retain the 1CW Bulletproof Championship. This weekend, or this Saturday, those guys are going against Pure Ignorance. So which is cool watching them beat each other up. Make it easier for me and Mac Valley to beat them this Saturday for those EWA Tag Team Championships. But the Tar Dynasty defeated Viva La Amish to retain their 1CW Tag Team Championship. Delmi Exo advanced into the Battle to the Throne tourney via injury default to Brooke Valentine. And Kylan King defeated Ray Lynn to retain the CCW Championship and the CCW Network Championship. So that'll be shout out to 1CW Pro Wrestling, CCW, Sean Hardy, Marcello, Sean Carlson, putting on a banger show for the Delaware fans. All right, match of the week, Damien, what you got?
Ooh, what do I have? Let me come back to that.
Come back? Okay.
Think about this first.
I think I'm gonna go with the obvious because it was really good. Crazy enough, it kept my interest for an entire 67 minutes. Yeah, MJF and Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson, sorry. At Revolution. My goodness. I always dread Iron Man matches. Because I go, oh my goodness, here we go. An entire match for an hour. But this really kept me engaged. And yeah, that's my match of the week. We'll be talking about that match as well. But Damien, what you got? And everyone else
I think I
who's
might
watching.
have to agree with you, actually.
Oh wow,
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on that, unfortunately.
All of our listeners, all our people who are watching live, comment your match of the your match of the week. Follow our podcast listeners, our audio listeners. Definitely tweet us or send us a message on Facebook or Instagram and let us know what your match of the week was.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do. Yeah. Yeah. That probably was the match of the week.
I was like, that's nothing else. Nothing really else this week besides that was popping. And I mean, when I say popping, the standard was that.
It was.
I think when you go 60 over 60 minutes, when you go over 30 and you keep someone entertained, I think you're bound to create greatness at that point, because if it was a stinker and you went that long, shame on the booking. You should have called an audible right then and there.
Yeah, I think if DB wasn't in the match, or BD now.
I know, right?
You know who I'm talking about. If the American Dragon wasn't in the match, it probably would have been horrible.
Oh, I agree. I don't think anyone else has the stamina and the the toolbox to really go out there for full 60 minutes and then an extra 7 after the fact. So yeah, that's definitely match of the week. So let's talk about it. All right, Revolution. Overall, what do you think of it, Damien? Just give it a grade. If you had to give it a grade, A, B, C, D, F, or whatever your scale is, you got your own scale.
See, this is the cool part about this. When I watched it, I got to actually watch the decent half of Revolution. I completely missed the trios. I completely missed Jericho. I was kind of happy, so I kind of went into this in good spirits.
The trios match was fire. If the Iron Man match didn't happen, the trios match. I know, and you know how I feel about the Bucks. I don't feel as strongly as about Kenny Omega as you do. Like I said, I always say there are things I like, there are things I don't like, but so
I just want to punch him in the face. He just has a punchable face.
He does.
I want to punch him in the face.
He does. He definitely does.
Every time I see him, I just
I can't stand the Bucks. You know that. Oh my gosh.
I can't stand their faces either. I feel like if I ever met them, I'd probably punch them.
Yeah. I know I'm never. I know if the Bucks are still in control of have any power, I'm never getting signed. And that's okay. I'll take that L. That's what I get for doing a podcast. I just think that's what I mean. That's on me. But yeah, man, the trios match was fire. I really liked. I liked all of it, and and then I like the finish.
See, I don't even know what the finish was because I really don't care. I just know that the House of Black won and they don't have championships. So, yay.
They do got them.
No, I said the House of Black won, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. So that's what I mean. House of Black got them. The Elite don't.
Did you throw water in Kid's face at your match? No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to add that. We're gonna add that into this next subject because I think it's part of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will. No. I don't need to throw water at a kid's face to get heat, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So anyway, let's get to the actual debate topic because we can have that whole conversation. You know what? Give me your 2 cents on it, Damien, just for the sake of it. Give me let's because you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because now that we're here, let's talk about it.
You know for a fact, as a heel character, I would have loved to have done that. Now, would I have done that and not have the prior authorization to have done that? No.
Yeah, to Richard's comment. Yes, I am good because it's easy to piss them off. So easy. All I have to do is this. and they get.
I would say, look,
That's all I have to
MJF
do.
went too far. Look,
Yeah, I
MJF
agree.
went too
I
far
agree.
with the whole
Okay.
situation. I also heard allegedly that it wasn't actual water, but that's just allegedly. There's no like proof
Right.
behind it. But I heard a rumor that it wasn't water; it was tequila, which is even worse. So, like, from what it looks like and watching it, it looked like it was an accident. And he was trying to get the grown up, but got the kid instead.
I don't know what video you saw. No, it didn't. There ain't nothing like that. Don't you try. No, don't you do that. I know you're not about to sit. Damien. No, you were not about to sit up here and do that. No, you did. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. I'm gonna call your handler. I'm gonna call Chris Island.
Look, from what
I'm gonna call Chris Island and tell him you really tried to sit here and say that it looked like that he tried to hit the mom, but when you're wilding. You're wilding. Absolutely not. No, you're not. Oh wow, you're sitting there and you're gonna stick with that one. That's what it look. What you? What, were you smoking grunts when you watched it?
I might have been.
Because there was no way. I don't think anyone. I don't think anyone who watched that would have ever came up with that. That he tried to get the adult when the adult was standing up and the kid was sitting down, and they were like a good 3 feet from each other. No, man.
Also put in the fact that he was tired, and blood in his eye, sweat.
You're wilding. Okay, that's fine. You know what? You can go with that.
I'm taking the villain side of this.
That's crazy. Look, man, the
kid jumped in the way of the water, man. What was he supposed to
do? I think this though, and because a lot of people and there was a lot of discourse about this Monday morning on Twitter. I think you just don't mess with kids. There's a line you don't cross, because I look at it and I think about, all right, if MJF did that and let's just be real. Let's just say in May they're in Baltimore in the city, right? The new arena. Let's just say he did that down there. Let's just say they're in Atlanta or any predominantly black city and did it to that black mom and that kid.
He ain't making it out the arena.
Like,
he has to stay there overnight.
I think about it. If it was me, I would have been
hopping that rail. He would have been.
Oh my gosh, that match would have been done. They would have called an audible. Yeah. They would have. You remember the video on how that when everyone in WWE when that guy tried to beat up on Stone Cold, I think it was. And and like Triple H, they would have done that to me, and I would have swung on everyone. Like Bryan Danielson would have came in.
Would have been getting hit.
Exactly. No, bro. You just don't do that. Even
that's my kid.
Right. That even it's so like I'll buck at a kid. I'll yell like, I'll tell a kid off. I'm not about to touch nobody's kid. I'm about not to throw anything at nobody's kid. Like that, no, bro. No. And the fact that the fact that you thought that was a good idea and okay in the moment is sad. And it kind of lessens the fact, MJF's heel ability. I don't need. I always say a lot of his stuff is cheap heat, but that's real. Like, you don't need to go that route. You don't. And if you really need to go that route, then bro, you suck. You're not all that of a heel you're supposed to be. And
he needs to be fined and he needs to be suspended.
They won't. They won't. They won't.
I'm just saying, it doesn't. They can suspend him for less than 30 days and fine him, and he can still be champion. But he needs that punishment for that. A talking to, that's some bullshit.
Yeah. I give him credit for sticking to the guns as far as the character's concerned. When they did the media scrum, I was like, that's fine. Turn. You gotta. When you do, I mean, you did it already, so you gotta keep to it. But man, you're right. He should, but it won't. He got his little slap on the wrist, and yeah, because you can always go, that's his character.
Look, I
We
would
can make
tell
the
you this
excuse
shit
for it.
right now. In WCF, if somebody had done that, they're gone.
Oh,
I don't
man.
give a fuck who they are. I don't care if they're world champion. There will be high consequences for that.
Yeah, man. It's
If
just
that was
that's
WWE,
right. And then the funny thing about you know, he wouldn't. He wants the Bidding War 2024. He would that wouldn't fly in the E. And and the thing is, he knows
fuck
that.
no,
He knows that too as
hell
well.
no.
He would have never tried that. Nah.
Oh, of course he wouldn't have, because I wouldn't have even. That would have been heavy consequences, long term consequences.
All right. So back to the actual topic for that we were supposed to talk about with MJF. After we didn't shit it on him. So let's talk about this match. So Bryan Danielson and the wonderful MJF, and I use that term loosely now. Put on a banger. Despite all that, they put on a banger. And if you have an hour to spare, guys, if you've not already seen this, go watch that match.
Only that match though. Don't watch the rest of the show. Just the match.
Watch if you know if not, yeah, watch the match. Watch the trios match. Like the show wasn't a bad show.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I probably would have.
If our audio
that's
listeners,
fact.
a comment was pulled up, said Dark Lord would have body slammed Nicholas the Kid, and I agree.
I would.
You definitely would.
No, he totally would. Yeah, no, he totally would. Probably would have got an NFG too.
Yeah,
might have choked him out.
Oh,
it ain't below me.
If you know,
before.
Funny story. Guess what? And it would just if you notice that I do the ripcord cutter, and you know who does the choke out now?
Who?
Prince.
Oh, you seriously?
Yes.
It's only because y'all family. I appreciate the nod.
It was fun. Like I noticed it the other day. I was watching matches. I go, this man Damien just has his handprint on everything. But so yeah, they put on a banger. MJF and Daniel Bryan. I mean Bryan Danielson. That's the third time I've done that. He's gonna go back to WWE, y'all. Right. So he did. He put on a banger, and it was brought up on Twitter that maybe the wrong guy won. MJF, you look at the character, right? That's the MJF is the chicken shit heel. He's gonna do whatever it takes. He did whatever it takes. He had Bryan Danielson. My goodness, Bryan Danielson go through all these trials just to get to this Iron Man match. The whole story was that Bryan said that you can't hang with me in an Iron Man match for 60 minutes. And what did MJF do? He went over 60 minutes and lasted with Bryan Danielson and end up winning, beating Bryan Danielson. So, did the wrong man win? Let's go with you, Mr. Dark Lord.
All right. So, first foremost, I feel like the match itself, the Iron Man match itself, that should have been saved for later. I feel like it was too soon. So I feel like it feels like the story to MJF and Daniel Bryan hasn't ended, and that they're gonna do this later on. Now the big question is, what do you do next?
Right.
Having a regular singles match is and then anything else is going to be putting a hat on a hat. So that was like my only gripe, them having the match too soon. As far as the wrong man winning, if MJF did not win this match, MJF might as well get out of his contract now and go to WWE. any credibility as the heel that he is, and being the top heel right now would have been out of the air. So Tony shot himself in the foot by making this match in the first place, and not just making it a singles match, and let him go 45 minutes to damn near an hour.
You know who probably idea was it? Probably Brian's. I can see Brian. I can see Brian going, "Hey, let's do an Iron Man match. Me, do a 60-minute Iron Man match. We haven't done one in AEW yet. Yeah, man. Let me while I eat my lettuce.
Too much. It was too much too. I feel like it was too much too soon. Match phenomenal.
So I agree. So I agree. The finish was there's nothing wrong. I think the finish was
great.
Oh yeah, even like the extra 7 minutes after the like all of it when they hit a minute, I think it was like a minute and a half or like a minute. Man, I was floored. I was like, this is great, really. Oh my goodness! And then it was great. I liked it.
No, it was great.
So I think I don't think the wrong man won, but I think we've kind of backed MJ's character into a corner because now what do? He went over an hour with Bryan Danielson, the greatest wrestler on the planet. What makes you think that we should care about anybody else that you build up? Who's next? So Keith Lee. You can't tell the story that Keith Lee in AEW right now does not portray or give me any inclination that he could beat MJF, the MJF character right now.
It'd be a
right,
match,
exactly.
I don't see him
because
walking away with the W at all.
But let's look at it. Let's see who we probably have next up. They probably got Cole. They probably building up Adams next. Who else is there? Really, Jungle Boy's probably next. Those are only two off jump. Ricky's probably next again to do another one. Like Wardlow, maybe.
Wardlow.
Exactly. Wardlow maybe now since he's not TNT champion. Maybe Wardlow. But even then, none of those can hold a candle to Bryan Danielson for an hour. If he can beat Bryan Danielson in an hour, he can sure as hell beat beat Ricky Starks in about 20 minutes, 15. He could beat Wardlow in 15, 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like and we don't have this chicken shit heel now. It's kind of going on of a reign of terror type of territory from a certain Monday Night Raw era in 2000 and when was that, Damien? When was Evolution? When was the Reign of Terror? That was 04, right? 03. So.
Or what I did.
Yeah, exactly. So it's looking like MJF is the impossible task. So I don't think the wrong man won. There was no other option you go with at this point besides MJF. We're in the MJF era. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just for now how we book MJF the champion has to switch from what we normally do with the MJF character, from what we've seen before now. Like, you don't just get to be the same chicken shit hill after you just win an hour and you're claiming to be the best in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you money they're going to do it.
It would just be bonkers. That would be bonkers, man. You shit on the entire hour-long Iron Man match. Like, it just means nothing at that point. It's just the match they had, and it was just a dope match. I'm care to hear what anybody else has to say. So all of our live viewers, definitely put your comments in. Our audio listeners who are checking out of us, if you're checking us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast at, let us know. Tweet us, Facebook us, comment on the video on YouTube. Let us know what you think as far as this, because I'm very, very intrigued to see what people say about this. Because I for one, I like the MJF character. I always have since day one. and I like the chicken shit. I like the chicken shit hail. I just it's the system that doesn't break. If it if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's not broke.
And they tried to fix it.
You're right. They tried.
I mean, he kind of won in a chicken shit way by using the oxygen canister.
Yeah. But I mean, he had to win dirty.
He had to win. Yeah, of course. But you just went an hour toe to toe. One of the best wrestlers alive. And like legit toe to toe. It wasn't like it wasn't like he was like being a little bitch about it. He was going toe to toe.
And then with Daniel, you know what? I was about to do it again. And then with Brian, right? Tell me the one important match he's won.
He
hasn't. He hasn't since being there.
That I can think of. No.
He went a draw with Kenny. He lost to Kenny. He lost to Jericho. He lost to Hangman, right? I think he lost to.
He did a draw. Didn't he do a draw with Hangman?
I don't know. No, Mox and Hangman did a draw. I don't know, but he's lost. He hasn't won anything. He has not. He hasn't won of anything of significance, of importance. And that sucks. That sucks for like you said, the greatest wrestler on the planet. Hobbs is a good choice after he. But then right. But then again, geez, how long do we have MJF hold this belt? Does he hold it until quote unquote redacted CM Punk comes back? Because I want you, I'm gonna put it out there. He's coming back, guys.
Oh, of course he is. I would bring him back. I'm not losing that money because of some dumbasses.
Right, like he's gonna come back, and he's gonna get the belt. He's gonna get a legitimate run, guys. Sorry, you don't get CM Punk back in wrestling and don't put the belt on him and give him a legitimate run. He's had a case of bad luck with the injuries each time, which is wild, just insane, just terrible crazy, luck, right? Terrible luck. But it's gonna happen. Maybe that he's the one. Are we gonna hold out until Punk comes back from injury? Is that it? Yeah.
That could be it. That's the reason why they did the Iron Man match.
Ew. That's ill. That's just ill. That's all I have to say. Though. That's all I have to say is ill to that.
I didn't say it was right.
That's ill.
We all know Tony's not right.
PI squad, who you want to see MJF drop to? I mean, I think the only, like I said, the logical would be CM Punk at this point.
It would be Punk, but it'd be cool if it was Daniel.
Danny Garcia?
Like it kind of come full circle. No, Daniel Bryan.
You did it again.
Brian.
You did it.
I just did the same thing. It'd be nice to see it kind of go full circle.
Man, if that's the case,
big
then
loss and then the big win.
They would have to get me. They would have to do a lot to make me believe that Bryan Danielson can go on MJF's level at that point. Because by that point, he would have gone through the roster. You mean to tell? Yeah, we'll see.
I thought his excuse for tapping out was a bit lame.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, he didn't have to tap. He hit him with the canister. That's 1, 2, 3, bro. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Like
that Bryan Danielson tapped out to his own move. Yeah. Hook. See, nah. Hook's not. No.
He's not ready yet.
No, Hook's not there. Nowhere near it. I think Hook, but whoever the next heel is, the next big heel that wins the belt would probably at that point. That'd be Hook's time. So
he needs a little bit more time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go. This or that. This or that. So usually Red Dog comes up with this or that. But we still haven't found our dog. So like we said earlier, if you have found our dog, you can't miss him. He's a red dog. So definitely tell him, return him, please. There is a reward. I'll give you a free shirt if you return our red dog.
Oh, I was just gonna give him a handshake.
You know what? That works too. All right. This or that.
All right, what you got?
If this is our this or that main events of WrestleMania. Let's get off Revolution. Let's talk about WrestleMania. WrestleMania is in 3 weeks, and it's probably the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Los Angeles, California, SoFi Stadium. All right. If you had the main event, night 2, is it Roman Reigns and Cody? Or is it Charlotte Flair and Rhea? This or that?
Oh, this is easy, actually.
Yeah, I know. I'm not good like Cliff to give you a good one to make you think. And plus, the past ones we've done now have been easy anyway, so it goes in what you call it.
I mean, I thought about it for a second, and it'd be cool to see the women in that main event. However, Omos and Lesnar. Now that's night 1, match 1. I promise you.
You know what?
Look,
I believe
if Brock
I
could have
agree.
got it on the pre-show, he probably would have done that.
Look, I mean, hey, Brock did that with what's your face the night when the women main event. Remember that he went in first with Seth, and it was like a minute.
That man was in and out.
Roman Reigns and Cody.
But nah, I'm going with Roman and Cody, hands down. The story has too much depth and this is the funny part. Rhea and Charlotte has a lot of depth.
I was about to say that I would argue that Rhea and Charlotte have just as much depth.
No, they do.
As Cody and the Roman, and I honestly, they're getting overshadowed only because of just how big of stars that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
I didn't exactly, because the stuff that Charlotte and Rhea have been doing are good. It's solid.
It's been good.
It's solid stuff.
Very solid.
It's just on the same show as they do the Cody and Roman stuff. And then, you also have Sammy.
Yeah. He's kind of involved in all of that.
Exactly, with the bloodline.
A little bit of Kevin.
Exactly. It sucks because you could Rhea and Charlotte can main event night 2.
They could.
The match that they had at WrestleMania Light was fire. For it being in the PC and quiet, it was a fire match. I wanted more. Because you knew that they were going to kill it down there at Tampa, man. They were going to kill it with in front of a crowd, and it sucks that it happened. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm going to be the oddball out. I know this isn't happening, but I'm going to stick with this because I was looking forward to this. Once it's Rhea, and I said this before on our pre-Royal Rumble show. I was like, bro, Rhea and Charlotte is the match. I was like, if you don't give me Rock, and if you don't give me Rock or Cody, you give me Rhea and Charlotte main event night 2. But yeah, man, it's Rhea and Charlotte. I think you can let them go out there, give them the bone, throw them in the deep end. And and see what they can do. Rhea and Charlotte is gonna bang, and I'm not gonna lie. Gender Day Development as an amazing honorable mention goes to Dom. Oh yeah, Dom's gonna face his dad. I think we kind of see that working.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
That's the match that could steal the show or stink the show.
Dude, I don't know.
You're only gonna get one or the other, and it's been really good. A lot of people have been saying that Dom's going to get involved with Ray's induction speech. I'm on the side of because it's doing SmackDown, and I think they should leave that alone. If they do it,
at the same time,
if they do it, I would say this: let Ray get through his speech.
Yeah, first, yeah, definitely.
Let Ray get through his speech, or at least let them plan something where he goes, "All right, my speech is here. I'll probably say something else to cut me off." And then we go like that. But I feel like I know
you know how I booked that. You know
yeah,
how I would book.
I know the Hall of Fame is it's not real. It's just for ratings and tickets, and that's all fine and dandy. But to those guys that really, it's their night, especially Ray, who's had like one of the greatest careers of the past 30 something years, bro. I mean, Red Dog put a post out. We all know he's highly documented that Ray is one of Cliff's favorite wrestlers, inspirations, and I think about when I was a kid watching Ray, and I mentioned this on a podcast last night on CW. But I just one of my favorite memories of SmackDown. It's crazy. Is with Ray getting his head squished by Khali, but I just remember thinking like, oh my God, Khali just squished Rey Mysterio's head completely, and he just killed the man live on TV. And that's crazy as a child,
Like, oh my God, poor Ray. All right,
yeah.
So, all right, I ain't gonna lie to you. I will pop hard if Dominic interrupts the speech and beats up his dad. I know it sounds wrong.
Let him have the speech, man.
But it's so perfect. You telling me you would not hate Dominic going into WrestleMania?
He has enough heat. Every other week, depending on where they're at, they're chanting "F you, Dominic."
I know.
They're like these crowds are like they are really like, and it's been recently that they have been 7-second delaying the heck out of these shows.
Oh, I know.
And I go, wow. And I just remember, and I go, I don't even remember this when we were in like the true PG form, we weren't like even like this many. And then of course they do it so terribly. Who I think they always hire the worst person to have that delay button because it just
push the button.
Yeah, man. They suck. They always find terrible people, but he don't need it.
I know he doesn't need it, but
give Ray the night. He's about to take the L to his son, which I know he has no problem doing in Los Angeles. In that big, beautiful arena, SoFi Stadium. He's about to lose to his son, and it possibly could be his last match. The biggest WrestleMania of all time, and Ray's taking an L to his son, who told him that Eddie should have been my dad. No, bro.
Well, he shouldn't have shook the ladder.
Oh. He don't need it, man. Let Ray have his moment.
I know he doesn't. Look, I know he doesn't need it. I agree with that 100%. However,
all they got to do is show his face in the crowd. Okay, before even Ray does his shtick, just show Dom. And watch, you know how them Hall of Fame crowds be. They will boo him out the building. We don't need it, man. But
my heart as a villain.
Ugh.
I would love to see that. I'm just saying, I personally would love to see that. I'm hoping they don't. I will settle for him attacking Ray after the speech is over.
Okay.
I'll settle for that. But during the speech would be so much better.
It's just let him have his moment. I feel like let him have his moment.
So fun. It'd be so wrong. It'd be so wrong.
Let him have
I
his
can
moment,
enjoy that.
and then at that point, you just after the speech, do whatever you want. If you want to, brain buster him, gory special him on the stage, fine. Or and call it a day. That I at least that's what I feel like. Goodness gracious, y'all are terrible, just terrible. Like, what y'all gonna have y'all gonna have the poor boy trying to get he gonna have to be protected. They gonna try to shank him in LA. Like, bruh. Oh, did we just lose Damien? Oh my wow. I just lost. He laughed so hard and he's gone. That's amazing. So I have to fix this. Jeez Louise. Damien, you do me like this, bro. Like you leave and now I gotta find the joints. Sorry guys, I don't normally do this. Okay. Is this my single? All right. Thank you for that. Yeah. So that's like I said, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Should Dominic interfere, interrupt in Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame induction speech? Let me know if you're watching with us live. Let us know in the comments. If you are checking us out on the audio podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, podcast.com, let us know. Tweet us and all that. That's the show. Hopefully Damien comes back. If not, I'll let him know that I finished the show without him. So if you have not already done so, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platform, whether it's Twitter at 3count_pod, Instagram, TikTok, 3countpod, all one word. All right. We are coming soon to For Your Wear, guys. All right. So be on the lookout for the official drop of our store. You will find all of our merch and some new exclusive that you did not see on our pro wrestling tee shop. They'll be on For Your Wear, and you can definitely get one of those new fire 3Count Podcast t-shirts. All right, for all my PlayStation users, you get a trophy. My Xbox users, you get achievement because it is a dread and a challenge to get through these shows. I get it, even with my ignorance of how to work StreamYard. See what I did there, guys, with the with ignorance, pure ignorance. So yeah, I'm Chaz Evans. This is my show. Damien was here. I'm still looking for my Red Dog Cliff. So yeah, if you find him, tell him to come back to work. Be there, or you're gonna just watch another episode. And don't follow Damien. Follow me though. And Kawhi. I think that's what Cliff does, right? How do I end this? Is this end broadcast? Okay, bye guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Hey guys, it's the host of the 3Count, Chaz Evans here. Make sure to let you know that I don't run shit, I don't do shit, I just talk shit. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast. What else did you do? You should also follow us on all social medias. That's the Facebook at 3Count Podcast, the Instagram at 3Count Pod, and the Twitter at 3Count_pod. Also, if you like us a lot, you should definitely buy a t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/3countpod, and that's the number 3. Don't be an idiot and type in THREE, because you're not going to find anything. So make sure you follow us at 3countpod or 3count_pod on Twitter and buy a shirt. Be there or be somewhere else.